This morning, fans and competitors are racing to the biggest event in Oswego.
We are learning more about the new president's vision for the university.
Prepare yourself for the nationwide system alert. More on that that's happening and why.
This is happening now.
Good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine Oswego. I'm Kaylee Richmond.
And I'm Hannah Katz. Thank you for joining us.
Today kicks off the 51st running of Super Dirt Week in Oswego. Nearly 300 cars are entered into the contest and some drivers are former champions. Fans are ready to watch as 250 campers loaded in yesterday.
There are events every day this week, but on Wednesday, a Dirt Car Day Parade will be held in the city of Oswego. For more information, visit superdirtweek.com.
On Thursday, newly appointed SUNY Oswego President Peter Wosu gave his first State of the University address. In this address, he announced his new Vision 4040 initiative that aims to double the annual amount of graduates of SUNY Oswego by 2040. This plan includes increasing graduation rates, growing enrollment pipelines, and increasing transfer students.
It's October, which means the Halloween season has officially begun. This past Friday, Mayor Billy Barlow announced Oswego's first ever zombie fashion show. This event will be held at Curtis Manor at 6:30 on October 4th. This is a free family-friendly event. For more information, visit oswegozombiefashionshow.com.
Oswego County Emergency Management Office is warning residents about the nationwide test of the emergency alert system and wireless emergency alerts. Cellular phones will activate on Wednesday at approximately 2:20 p.m. Director of the Oswego County Emergency Management Office, Kathleen Palmatesso, wants to remind residents that Oswego County extensively conducts testing of its emergency alerting systems as part of its nuclear power plant emergency plan. With just a few hours remaining, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy put together a bipartisan deal that would fund the government for 45 days, and with the support from both the House and the Senate, the bill was passed and sent to President Biden's desk for signature.
However, the deal may cost Speaker McCarthy his job, as some in his own party are threatening to remove him from his position. Rob Kirkpatrick has the latest.
A government shutdown. After months of working on a deal, the Senate approved the measure after the House abruptly reversed course earlier in the day and passed a bipartisan bill.
Last night, Congress passed a spending bill that's going to keep the government open. And it's good news for the American people because the government will not shut down and a needless crisis will have been averted.
The stopgap measure will fund the government for 45 days as both sides work on a permanent deal. The bill includes natural disaster aid, but not additional funding for Ukraine, which was a sticking point for some lawmakers.
Putin is celebrating. We got 45 days to fix it. I don't see how the dynamics change in 45 days.
The bipartisan deal could also cost Kevin McCarthy his job as Speaker of the House, with some GOP members calling for his ouster as infighting over funding the bill escalated within his own party.
I think he is in trouble. Part of that is because there has to be some level of strong leadership in our chamber.
I do intend to file a motion to vacate against Speaker McCarthy this week. I think we need to rip off the Band-Aid. I think we need to move on with new leadership that can be trustworthy.
But the California Republican fired back at those threats and said, bring it on.
This is personal with Matt. He's more interested in securing TV interviews than doing something. He wanted to push us into a shutdown only because he wants to take this motion. So be it, bring it on, let's get over with it, and let's start governing.
I'm Rob Kirkpatrick reporting.
Former President Donald Trump arrives in New York City this morning for his civil court date. New York Attorney General Letitia James brought a lawsuit against Trump in September of 2022. Claiming that Trump and his adult sons engaged in fraud. James says that Trump lied about his net worth for his financial benefit, which the former president has continuously denied. Both sides have agreed to a bench trial, meaning that there will be no jury present and all decisions will be made by a judge.
Staying in the New York City area, this weekend the city saw some of the wettest conditions they have ever seen as the city faced torrential downpours and flooding. Governor Kathy Hochul announced a state of emergency as subway lines, streets, and airport terminals closed across the city. Amidst the flooding, even the zoos were affected as a Central Park sea lion took a swim in a nearby floodwater.
This weekend, an Amber Alert was issued in the desperate search for a missing 9-year-old at an upstate New York State park. Charlotte Sena, the missing girl, was biking with friends near her family's campsite Saturday evening, but did not return after going off on her own. Charlotte's bike was found in the initial search, but she was nowhere to be found, leading to a full-scale investigation. Governor Kathy Hochul met with the Charlotte family and said that the state police will spare no effort to find her.
Well, October has just begun and fall is in full swing. Our Storm Team 10 Assistant Chief Meteorologist Aurora Fitzgerald is in the studio with your weather report.
Aurora, can you give us a sneak peek for what we can expect for the week?
Yep, thanks guys. So before we get into the rest of the week, we're going to take a look at Oswego current conditions. It is currently 56 degrees, feels like 55, so it is a little bit chilly. However, it's kind of humid out there. Well, I shouldn't say kind of. It is 99% humidity out there, so it will feel a little warmer than usual. Very light wind at south 4 miles per hour, so maybe a light jacket you'll need today. That's all for my preview. Back for the desk.
Thank you, Aurora. Coming up, we have the president and senior advisor of 2½, coming in to talk about the 8th annual Walk of Shame.
And fall weather is back in full swing. Aurora is back with your full forecast.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
Did you know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. A campus organization known as 2½, is set to host their annual Walk of Shame event tomorrow. The organization started the walk in 2015 and has not looked back since.
To tell us more about the event, please welcome Dennis Molina, president of 2½, and Natalia Burrell, senior advisor of the club.
Now, Dennis, we'll start with you. What is the Walk of Shame? Can you kind of give us a little bit of an overview about what the event is?
Yeah, of course. First of all, good morning to you guys and good morning to the WTOP family. Thank you guys for having us. We're very humbled to be here. As far as the Walk of Shame, it is an it is an annual walk from MCC Food Court to Oneida Hall. Oneida Hall being the first place where the first case of sexual assault was reported here on campus. And that happened in around 2007, and then we got the walk going in around 2015.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, how would you say has this event impacted students here, Natalia?
I feel like it's been able to bring light to the situations that are actually happening within college campuses, because currently we're going through a time which is considered the red zone, which is where the most sexual assault cases are reported on a campus from between the beginning of the semester to Thanksgiving break. So it's very important to be able to tell people these things and to let them know that there are people that understand them, that are here for them, and they're not victims, they're survivors, and know that they're not alone.
Absolutely. I love that you guys have a place where you have that access for students and that students have a safe place to go to. So that's very great.
And for both of you, how do you feel, what do you want students to learn from this event?
2.5 is an advocacy org. And I think with everything we do, the biggest goal is always to destigmatize these types of issues, right? And it's also to normalize having a conversation. This isn't really like a, not to say it's not a justice-focused event, but it is a victim-oriented event, right? So it's just opening up that space and having the availability for everybody to have a safe and comfortable conversation about this, you know? We really believe that a lot of problems are not individual problems and they are community problems, right? So I think this helps to educate, one, men on what are safe practices and not so safe practices, because especially on college campuses, there are a lot of gray areas, right? And we kind of have to define those, and then we kind of have to kind of stick to those. So this is a learning experience for everybody, and it's a way to educate and inform as well as create like this safe haven.
Absolutely. So how can the community participate in this event tomorrow? What can they do? How can they get started to prepare for this?
So tomorrow we are going to be having our poster making at 5:30, which is before. So you guys can come and make your own posters about what you feel Walk of Shame is to you. And we'll be starting at 6:30, and we'll be leaving MCC from the food court, and then we'll be meeting in Heart Circle, where there will be performances by different orgs and different dance clubs, and Octavia, which is a very new a cappella group on campus. They'll be performing and debuting as well, which we're very excited to see. We're gonna have poetry, we're gonna have Image be able to perform as well, and Tempo and Spice, and we're gonna be walking from Heart Circle, we're gonna be going to Cayuga Hall, and then we're gonna be going to Oneida Hall, which is where it was first reported.
Very nice, very nice.
So the biggest way anybody could help, I guess, would be to come and walk with us. You know, this is a very inclusive event. And again, we believe that destigmatization is the biggest solvent to, is the biggest solution to these community issues. So I guess that would be the biggest way to come. I mean, the biggest way to support, to just come and walk with us.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dennis and Natalia, for coming on our show today. I'm very excited to see how this event goes for you. Still to come, road rage has put a former federal prosecutor behind bars.
Plus, Storm Team 10 Assistant Chief Meteorologist Aurora Fitzgerald has your full weather report coming up after this break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Aurora Fitzgerald. So taking a look at our coffee cast, this is probably one of my favorite graphics on here. So currently 55 degrees. As you're heading out the door, it's a little sunny, a little patchy fog in some places too, so you might want a small coffee, keep you a little warm throughout the day. And taking a look at our day planner, high today, 74 degrees, low is 58. Not going to be breezy at all with southwest winds, at 2 to 5 miles per hour. There is going to be some fog in the area, so as you're heading out there, please be careful while you're commuting. And taking a look at New York around the state. So again, there is a lot of fog that is around all the areas in New York State. There was a special weather statement for that. So please be careful once you're commuting, no matter where you are going. Other places like Oswego right here, it's going to be sunny, beautiful. The fog will subside, so the sun will definitely come out later, and it will be a gorgeous day. Taking a look at our surface map, we have 2 high pressures. So basically, you're going to have a lot of great weather for the rest of the day, a lot of great weather for the rest of the week. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast. So I know it's October. October just started. However, it might feel like summer out there. Don't worry, fall will be coming. So we see 77 degrees, 82 degrees, 84. That is the highest. I hope it will go. And again, it's going to be very sunny, a little cloudy, but again, the beginning of this week is going to be very nice, so I encourage everyone to go outside, enjoy these beautiful days, and taking a look at Sunday and Monday. You might see some rain. It's definitely going to get colder. That fall weather is starting to kick in. And that's all for my full weather report. Now, back to the desk.
Thanks, Aurora. Turning to national news, a former federal prosecutor has allegedly stabbed a man after a road rage incident on a Tampa highway. Patrick Douglas Scruggs is now behind bars after shutting down a major bridge for nearly 3 hours. Scruggs served as an assistant United States attorney for the U.S. Department of Justice between 2012 and 2023.
2 months ago, residents of Lahaina, Hawaii, fled their homes in the wake of impending wildfires in the area. Now, those residents are finally coming home after Hawaiian officials announced the reopening of 3 zones in the area. Starting Monday, people will be allowed to re-enter the building, but media members are asked to stay away so residents can have privacy. Now, locals will start the long process of rebuilding their home.
First responders' jobs can be very tolling on their mental health. In Wilmington, North Carolina, helping first responders focus on their mental health has become a concerted effort.
Reporter Mara McGill has the latest.
Emergency services isn't an easy job, even for a 911 dispatcher who might be on the phone talking someone through performing CPR or a violent domestic dispute.
You never know what phone call you're going to get.
And many times, those telecommunicators don't know the outcome of that situation. It's traumatic calls like that Kaylee Green says sticks with you. She's worked in the New Hanover County 911 Center as a telecommunicator for 8 years now, and she says the job started to take a toll on her.
I was extremely burnt out, and it was starting to affect my physical health and my family. But finding programs, finding other people, like-minded individuals, and being part of something bigger has made me fall in love with the job again.
Hope Downs, the director of the 911 Center, says taking care of her team and their mental health is equally as important as those dispatchers helping our community.
We've done little things like putting gaming machines in the break rooms or in the privacy rooms. Oxford University did a study years ago on first responders, which included telecommunicators, and found that after an incident, if sometime afterwards, if you go and play Tetris, you're less likely to recall the traumatic events.
Something that might seem like a small change, but Green says makes a big difference.
And those are really helpful after stressful incidents to be able to use our hands and get our minds off of things. The game specifically, because you're so focused on that your mind can take a relaxing break from what they were going through.
It really is a team effort, and so they have to be able to work together to get through the day, and it's not always just taking the calls, it's just checking in on one another.
Because Green knows how important that can be.
There are some times after you've taken back-to-back traumatic phone calls that you just need a minute to recover.
A bigger focus on mental health for first responders so they can better help you in an emergency.
Wilmington is hoping that this small attempt can inspire a larger attempt by the nation to focus on first responders and their mental health. For the first time in history, European Union Foreign Affairs Council is meeting outside of its current borders in Kyiv, Ukraine. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba stated this is a historic event because, for the first time ever, the Foreign Affairs Council is going to sit outside of its current borders. This is a message itself, a message of support that the EU is extending to Ukraine. The European Union has shown their commitment to Ukraine in aiding them in their war of aggression against Russia.
Indonesian President Joko Widodo, with the help of China, has launched the first ever Asia bullet train. The railway is set to begin commercial operations today. This is a key project under China's Belt and Road Infrastructure Initiative that will help drastically reduce travel time between the two cities.
Coming up next, a Black woman-owned capital venture firm is being forced to pause grant applications.
And which celebrities have confirmed their relationship through a Gucci campaign? Our entertainment reporter, Kanaya Mabry, has the latest.
Coming up, we'll be covering who raised football prices, who will be giving away money, and more.
But let's take a look at what's on the menu today. For lunch at Lakeside, there is chicken and Beyond Burgers. At the salad bar, there is Texas caviar salad and chicken Caesar salad.
For dinner, Pathfinder has New York strip steak and chicken with rice.
And at Cooper for late night, there are pancakes and a breakfast sandwiches on a croissant.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. We are now going into my entertainment section to talk about the world of entertainment. The pop star Taylor Swift arrived at MetLife Stadium Sunday to cheer on Travis Kelce at the Kansas City Chiefs primetime game against the New York Jets. The report of Taylor's arrival sparked an increase in ticket prices as her fans swarmed to buy tickets. Swift and Kelce caused quite a stir last week at the Chiefs game against the Chicago Bears. The game was the most watched matchup of the week and ranking first among women ages 12 to 49. Rock legend Mick Jagger was recently interviewed by the Wall Street Journal. The 80-year-old rocker discussed the business of the Rolling Stones. The interview was sparked as the band readies the release of their first album for original music in 18 years. When asked if there were plans to sell their music to make even more money, Jagger said no, adding that his children don't need $500 million to live well. and suggesting that he may donate his fortune to charity. Kardashian star and music superstar Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny maybe have confirmed their romance after appearing alongside each other for Gucci's latest campaign. The campaign release comes 6 months after the rumors of Jenner and Bunny's supposed romance. They have not made any public comment on the matter, but have been seen on date nights and lavish vacations together. Black women-owned venture capital firm Fearless Fund has been ordered to pause grant applications supporting Black female founders. The decision was made on Saturday while a lawsuit claiming racial discrimination works its way through the courts. A nonprofit group founded by Edward Blund, the conservative activist, is suing for allegedly committing unlawful racial discrimination. A popular singer-songwriter is going in a different direction with his latest release. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
If Herb Alpert covering Jerry Reed's theme song to Smokey and the Bandit was on your list of things you never imagined you would hear, then you are in luck. The song is the lead-off track from Alpert's 49th studio album, Wish Upon a Star. The 14-song set also includes covers of the Beatles, Cat Stevens, and the Disney classic the album is named for. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? What do you do to take an already epic pop song to another level? If you are Bastille, you produce a new recording of your signature song Pompeii with Hans Zimmer and the BBC National Orchestra of Wales. The new version is in celebration of the 10th anniversary of the original song. That's Italy's Wind Rose and their new music video for Mine, Mine, Mine. The song comes from the dwarven metal band's latest album, Warfront. Wind Rose recently completed its first U.S. tour and is currently on the road across Europe. Headbanging in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Interesting things from the world of Ed Sheeran, but that is all I have today for entertainment news.
We'll be right back after this.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close-up of that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
That's our report for this morning. Stay tuned for WTOP 10 Nightly News tonight.
Thank you for watching. Have a great day.